The James Brown story.
Oh, well, that's someone who's read the books. I always suggested, but I'll tell you about the James Brown story. I mean, I was certainly, as you can tell by moving through my life the way that I have moved through it, an ambitious woman, and very not at all. Well, at least maybe I was not that afraid of failure. Okay. But I was working as a traffic manager and as a disc jockey, and I was working late one night, which is very normal for me to be working late one night. And I was talking to a friend of mine who was also working, just sort of down a couple of cubicles, you know, like over a wall for me. And so as we chatted on, and the night was getting late, I finally was telling her how I was about to wrap up my evening, and I said, yeah, I have to hurry and get out of here because, you know, that little old ugly James Brown is due in here any time now. And there was silence from the other wall. And then I looked up, and James Brown was standing in the doorway. And I, again, with my please, please, pleases, this was a please, please day, Mr. Brown. I didn't mean it. I'm so sorry. Well, you got to remember James Brown. You don't have to remember, but know that James Brown was at the height of his popularity, traveling the country, had a reputation for throwing his band members off in the middle of deserts and so forth. And that made me think that he was an unforgiving man and that he was very important to my bosses, and my career was over and this was it. And so after I pleaded and pleaded, he looked at me standing there in the doorway, and he looked at me and he said, he had a lot of gold teeth, and he said to me, smiling, honey, you don't really think I'm ugly, do you? And I said, no, Mr. Brown. And of course, he did not complain, but that was not a quiet night in our house. I was a nervous woman.